to write a much easier book and then trick yourself into writing the difficult book, apparently, is like how it happened. So you mentioned in the intro that the book was inspired by the MV Sunsea and the Ocean Lady. So those boats arrived. And when the Sunsea in particular arrived, I had just moved here a few months earlier to St. John's. So here I was on the East Coast watching this whole thing unfold on the West Coast and feeling in some ways very geographically far away from those people in those events. And then also in other ways, in terms of privilege, very far away because I'm a citizen. My family came here in the mid 80s when the doors were very open to Sri Lankans and Tamils. And our reception was so different. And I was also thinking about how the North is such a small place. I'm sure we're all related. I'm sure of it. And so what is it that really separates me from people on that boat? And I was also thinking about like why should Canada let me and my family in so easily and not let those people in so easily? Like there's nothing that separates us except for dumb luck, right? Timing and luck. And really how the country feels, like the mood of the country in the 80s was very different from the mood of the country. There was this great quote that I found when I was doing research, which was Mulrooney. He said, if we err, and this was talking about actually Tamil refugees who came on a life raft and to the coast of Newfoundland and were rescued. And he was being questioned, I think, in the House, and the opposition was saying, like, why are you letting these people in? We don't know who they are, blah, blah, blah. And he said, if we err, let it be on the side of compassion. And I thought, I cannot imagine Stephen Harper saying anything like that. And yet they like same party, right? And what really changed is what changed the situation in Sri Lanka? No. What changed was the situation in Canada. And it just made me so, I was thinking a lot about how capricious the refugee system is and how capricious Canada is and how fickle we are as a nation in terms of who we decide to let in and how we decide to feel about refugees. And around the time, I was writing the Boat People for a while. And so midway through, it was 2015, and we were celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Vietnamese boat people coming, and we were really patting ourselves on the back in a way that just made me so angry. And so it was like all of those things really influenced my thinking about the first novel I wanted to write. But originally, the boat was going to be happening kind of off stage. And the characters, I had this idea for this like big, unwieldy, multi-generational Sri Lankan Canadian family. And they were going to be based in Toronto and the GTA. And this boat was going to be off in the background. And it would just be something they talked about. And it would be a way for me to explore how they felt about being Canadian versus Sri Lankan. And then at some point I thought, well, it'd be interesting if I had a character who was, there's always going to be many characters. I thought it'd be interesting if I had a character who was like on the boat. And then Mahindan was in the story, and then he kind of took over. So it was not on purpose.